Well, hello, my friend, and welcome to this week's episode of the beautiful bag. Nope, it's no longer the beautiful bag, is it? I get so used to saying that. Beautifully Whole podcast. I am your host, LeeAnne Hayden, and I'm coming to you from the loft. I'm so glad that you guys are here with me this week because this week is a special one. I know I didn't record any episodes for the last year, and during that last year, I actually hit my 10-year ostomy anniversary. And to think about that, like 10 years, one, I'm still 35, so I don't know where these 10 years are going. But coming out of it and looking back on what's happened over these last 10 years with my ostomy, because of my ostomy, because of everything that I've been through and the way that I even look at life differently now than I did then. So it's kind of crazy. So 10-year anniversary was on January 15th of this year. And you know, I thought about things like what life looked like first coming out of it and what it looks like now 10 years later. So, I mean, first coming out of it, guys, we all know, because I think we all feel this, but I woke up scared. I knew that there was something better in life, right? So my faith was really strong when I woke up out of the surgery back then. Faith is still strong, don't get me wrong. But it's just, I was scared. I didn't know what life was like. And it's that whole adjustment period. And it's the emotions that go up and down and up and down in those first few weeks and months. Like, I'm okay, I've got this, I can do anything attitude that I already have, to, you know, times laying on the floor in my closet crying because I couldn't get into clothes that I had before. And God, 10 years later, I still can kind of do that because we know, like I said last week on the episode, I mean, I'm up 30 pounds. I don't know. But anyways, I'm not going to digress, but I'm just saying, like, coming out of that, like, I can't wear the clothes that I used to wear, or that's what I thought, right? Like, until my body got adjusted to its normal size, its normal everything. And thank goodness styles have changed. Like, low-rise jeans are no longer in, but if they were, then you can wear the low-rise jeans with your ostomy. I'm looking out 10 years later, social media, we didn't really have that. Nobody was really talking about this on social media 10 years ago. And, you know, and that's when you look at myself and a few other people like Geraldine Taylor and, you know, a bunch of other people. The names are not coming to me at the second, but looking at everybody and how they used to talk on social media and it was just a couple people. And now it's like, and again, it's the algorithms are working towards showing me everybody who's in an ostomy, and I'm watching everybody get out there and they're changing their bags online, and they're having, you know, they're showing what pregnancy is like online. They're showing the haters, you know, there's some few people that post themselves in a bathing suit or going swimming in a pool, and they're getting hate on their social media posts because they're showing their ostomy bag or they're going in a pool. Guys, I mean, nothing's gonna happen. There's no leaks happening with this medical device that's attached to their bodies or our bodies, right? Like, none of that, I don't even think about it, and nobody's ever came to me about that stuff. But, you know, but seeing people and how they're adjusting and what they're doing now compared to what it was 10 years ago, I mean, that is just such a huge difference. And I know, like, my very first year, if I'm really to sit down and think about it, that very, very first year, again, I was scared. It was the adjustments that had to be made, not just from the clothes, but even understanding the foods that I ate and what foods would make me smell it, right? Like, we know, for me anyway, there's no broccoli being had, right? None. None of those types of vegetables at all, because it really does make the gas that comes out of my ostomy smell. So there's none of that stuff, but it's adjusting to what foods I can have, the clothes to wear, and starting to build your confidence back up very slowly, or sometimes fast. Like I said, nowadays I'm seeing people just have their ostomy and they're out there and they're talking about it. And I think it's because it's being more accepted in the world, because this is I hate to say this, but I get the stats on the industry and the growth that it's going to grow to over the next 10 years. And one, it makes me sad because there's something going on in the world with people needing ostomies more, right? Like there's something going on. There's something going on with our food or something with all this Crohn's, colitis. And I mean, for me, I always thought it was just cancer. I didn't really understand Crohn's and colitis because I didn't have that. But now seeing people go through all that stuff. So this industry, and I put it in quotes, I don't mean that we're an industry, but from a financial perspective, it's going to grow. And, but that means there's going to be more ostomates out there. So there's going to be more awareness being put out in the world, which I think there is. And so people need to know, like, you don't have to live in pain anymore if you have Crohn's or colitis. You don't have to live that way. So there is that. You know, and I think about what I did prior to having my ostomy. I mean, you guys know I used to do, when all of this happened 10 years ago, I was in the fitness world. So I used to do I was doing fitness competitions prior to all this. I was coaching people in the fitness industry. I was health coaching people on nutrition protocols and even workouts that would work for them. It wasn't really how to lose weight. It was, you know, weight loss was in there, but it was more like holistically your whole person. Like we took a look, I would take a look at people. We'd sit down and we'd talk about, like, where is your faith in your life? How's your financial security in your life? What habits do you have from a food perspective? Are you moving your body? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you doing all these things? And so I used to coach people doing that. And so I've always had that in my life. And so now 10 years, you want to fast forward 10 years. Yes, like I said, I'm up 30 pounds. Now it's 25 because I did lose 5 pounds this month. So there's that. But I'm up in weight. However, I'm still doing things that I know will work for my body and I know that I appreciate. Like I love going into the gym and lifting weights. I love lifting weights. I love feeling strong. And muscle is a piece of longevity in our body. So we need to make sure that we're taking care of our bodies from a muscle perspective, because that is the longevity. It's the connective tissues. It's all that stuff. It's, that's a piece of it, right? So muscle is a huge piece of it. So I'm still working out. I still lift weights 4 days a week, right? So I do 2 upper bodies and 2 lower bodies every single week. I try and do some kind of a cardio day, like either a Peloton ride or a spin class, or I don't like to run anymore. But if I need to, I will. I definitely go on my walks all the time. And now that the kids have a puppy that I babysit 3 days a week, trying to figure out how to teach that said puppy to walk, because he's 15 weeks old as of today, and he just likes to go out, pee, and then sit there and stare around. Like he just looks around like, wow, this is a big world. Anyway, so I'm doing that. And then once a week, I absolutely do yoga. Get into the stretching, get into the poses, whatever type of yoga. Right now, I am into yin yoga. I do it on Sunday mornings. I said it's great. It's like I get up out of bed, I wake up out of bed, and I walk down to the yoga studio and I lay there and I hug a pillow for an hour. That's what it feels like I do. And it's amazing, and I feel fantastic when I'm done with that. So that hasn't changed. And you guys know, or maybe you don't know, that I had done a fitness competition in 2017. So I got my ostomy in January of 2016, right? And then in November of 2017, not even 2 years later, I got up on stage with my ostomy and walked across the stage in Vegas with all my friends, with all my friends and all of that stuff, just to prove that no matter what, you're beautiful. No matter what, like, you are beautiful as you are. And that was an amazing thing that I did a long time ago. And now I look back, I'm like, oh my gosh, that was almost 8 years ago. It's absolutely insane to me that was almost 8 years ago. And I've never done anything like that kind of stuff again, but I did, not that, but I have done a Hyrox competition. And if you don't know what that is, go Google it. I trained for it. It's crazy. It's a lot of running. It's a lot of sled pushes and sled pulls and rowing and skis and you name it, it was in there. Kettlebells and wall balls and all that stuff. So I did that a lot. I did that, gosh, when did I do that? I did that in 2019. So, geez, I'm sitting here going, oh my gosh, that was like almost 6 years ago. Where in the world has the last 6 years gone? Like, where has the last 6 years gone? And if I was to look at even just the last 6 years, my days are definitely different. My days are definitely different since we moved back to New Hampshire. I don't do as much as I used to when we were in New York City, right? Like, you do something every day. You walk out and you're like, whoo, what's today gonna be like? And I loved that. But I don't do that stuff anymore. My days are it's so funny because I think about social media and I am like, oh, if I was to really, and I should just do this, if I was really to post what I do every single day, everybody's like, your life's kind of boring. And it is, because I get up every day, I go to the gym, I get up every day, I have my coffee, I do my Bible reading, I pray, I do my thing, and then I go to the gym, like I said, 4 days a week, or yoga, or go for a walk, or whatever it is. And then I come home and I work. And yeah, and I work and I take care, and now I'm taking care of the puppy 3 days a week, and occasionally I'll have my grandchildren. And that's about life, guys. And then I'm done with work by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Sometimes I have some events or something that I'm going to at night, and that's it. I mean, that's it. So, however, I say that's it. However, if you guys do know me and you know I love to travel, so if there's ever an opportunity, like last week I was in Nashville for a longevity conference, and I've been to Italy 4 times in the last 5 years. I've been to Greece for a week. I've done Honduras mission trips. I've done 2 or 3 of them. Wait a minute, I think we said, John and I asked, I either did 4 or 5 of them over the last 10 years. So I've been in the middle of Honduras. I've gone to Nicaragua. So listen, life, I guess, is not so boring, because I do make sure that I take my trips, because I love to travel, and it's part of being a Sagittarius. We just love to do these things. So loving to travel, so I'm still doing that. And marriage, I've been with John now for 25 years. We've been together for 25 years and married for 19 of those 25 years. And so he has gone through this whole entire journey with me. And marriage is not easy. I always say it's probably the hardest job, aside from raising children, that I ever had. Marriage is work, because you're 2 different people, and the longer you're together, the more you grow, right? Like, each individual person grows, and you've got to figure out how to do that growth together. And so, I've been with John. John's been with me this whole thing. And I mean, guys, literally, that's all I do. Like, that's life for me now with my ostomy 10 years in. It has become, whoops, I'm spinning in my chair here. It has become such just a piece of me, and I don't even most of the time think about it. Like, it doesn't run my life anymore. In the beginning, it did rule my life a lot, because I was so nervous. I remember the first time I went out to meet people for lunch. Everybody was at this one restaurant. I had just gotten permission to be able to drive a car after surgery, right? So I could drive a car. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna go meet my friends. And I was so afraid all of a sudden. Now, mind you, you guys know, if you've listened to this podcast, like 10 days after surgery, I jumped on a plane and I went to an event out in California. I think I don't recommend it, but that's what I did. However, I came home, and then a couple weeks after that, I was like, oh, I can go out to lunch with my friends. And I did, and I got scared. I think the adrenaline from the surgery kind of wore off after the California trip, but I was afraid. And you know what I was afraid of? It was so crazy, because I guess I really didn't understand. Like, I thought, I'm like, oh my gosh, what if somebody bumps my stoma? Like, what if somebody bumps into me? And I don't know where that thought had come from. Like, it's not gonna fall off. like the stitches are there and they're healed, like everything is okay. But all of a sudden I was just nervous and scared about certain little things that I didn't think of in like the first few days. It was more like things that I was learning, like thinking about as I was going on. And then I was like, LeeAnne, come on now. Like, that's not going to happen. You're fine. You know, trauma can happen to this if it was a big deal, but going out to lunch in a place and somebody bumping you, nobody's going to bump you. I mean, do they bump you? Like, did they bump you before? You're not going to a jamming club and raging or whatever. Like those ones, I never did that, but well, I did go to clubs, but I didn't go raging. But you know, all that stuff like didn't happen before. So why do you think it would happen now? So I had to kind of talk myself out of those conversations in my head sometimes to be like, nope, that didn't happen before. You're going to be fine. Go enjoy yourself and try, right? It's those baby steps. Go enjoy yourself and try. And I think I have taken that into every part of my life. Like, give it a try it on, see what it feels like, and then know you can move forward from that, right? So we always got to go out and give these things a try. Anyway, today's episode really was like resharing some of my story, resharing some things if you're new to the podcast and you've never heard anything in my story before. And then it was just more some little things that us as Ostomates go through on a daily basis. And life is not always glamorous. And sometimes you get into a season and it feels a little boring. And that's just life, isn't it? I mean, that's what we do every day. We're alive. We get to live it. We get to live it any which way we want to. And that's just it. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you learned a little bit, maybe a little bit of something in this episode. I am going to start bringing back some guests as well so that you guys can have some more conversations. And some of these guests will be talking about midlife women and health. We can get into HRT if we want to. We can talk about peptides. We can talk about ostomy stories, definitely will be here. We can talk about business. We're going to talk about AI. We're going to talk about, do you want to grow a business? What to do after 55? Like, there's some episodes I'm already working on of how to reinvent your life after a certain age. And, you know, starting a brand new business. Like, I started a brand new business 1.5 years ago, right? Like, how do you do that? What's that look like? All that stuff. So those are more episodes that will be coming down the road. But today I just kind of wanted to say hi again. Ostomy, a little ostomy story, because you guys, I wasn't filming when I hit my 10-year anniversary. So my 10-year stomaversary. And it's been 10 years and I wouldn't change a thing. I really wouldn't. So hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you next week on Beautifully Whole. Bye-bye.